Good day, learners. Now we are going to tackle about how we can present a novel concept or project with accompanying visual or graphic aids. So when you hear the word visual or visual aids, what comes first into your mind? So, it says here that visual aids are visual materials such as pictures, charts, and diagrams that help people understand and remember information shared in oral presentation. When giving a speech or presentation, a speaker communicates information orally. So, the purpose of a visual aids is to engage the audience, boost their understanding of your content, ignite an emotional response, and help you convey important messaging, but it is never a substitute for presentation. A visual graphic or graphic aid is any image that assists you, the reader, in an understanding the text which accompanies the visual aids. Too often, graphs, diagrams, charts, and tables are casually glanced over and bypassed completely by the readers. Graphic aids, also visual aids, can be used interchangeably with the term visual aids. Visual aids are an instructional device such as a chart, map, or model that appeals chiefly to vision. Concept paper, a summary of what a project is all about, the reason for conducting the project and how it will be carried out. Novel, an adjective, new, and not resembling something formerly known or used. According to Barrett and Sepasha 2016, visuals can be classified into six groups as charts, tables, graphs, diagrams, visuals, and maps. The Northern Arizona University, in its online platform, explained that many technical pieces of writing have two main kinds of material, which are the written portion of the documented prose and the graphic materials that supports the prose. The prose and the graphic material should go hand in hand to make the presentation clearer for the audience or the reader. Typically, readers read the prose first and would go looking for some graphics to search for more information or even clarifications. This is why the graphic portion of any document is essential. It is likewise necessary that this graphic material should provide clarity and not confusion. Bharat and Sebastian 2016 presents the following as some of the basic rules in adding diagrams to your text. First, determine the purpose of the visual. Second, evaluate the accuracy and validity of data. Third, visuals should be accompanied by clear references within your text. Fourth, visuals should be placed on the same page as the text references. Complex visuals should be placed in the page opposite to the text reference. Fifth, preferably position the visual vertically. Sixth, make your visual as simple and self-explanatory as possible by adding the data labels. Seventh, if the visuals are colored, go for basic contrasting colors which are easy on the eyes. As much as possible, avoid adding patterns and textures as well as neon colors. So now we were going to tackle about the first part of the graphic, which is chart. Usually, a chart uses lines, boxes, and arrows when presenting data. Its principal purpose is to show ranks, levels, classifications, and orders. The two most common charts are the organizational charts, or also called organigram or organogram, which can be found in many offices. And the other one is the flow chart that tells about process, orders, and steps. So this is the example of the chart. So this organizational chart presents the offices that function under the office of the president. The levels shown in this chart make it easier for a reader to understand which office's function is higher than the others. Here are the reminders when doing a chart or making a chart. First, the right size. Charts are too large and size can be overwhelming. Three charts that are clear will always be better than one overloaded chart. This way, the audience can take their time to understand the structure, and when they're ready, they can just check out the other departments or division. Second, the right shapes and colors. Using the same shape for the same level or department can be a big help for the audience to understand the organization better. This rule also goes to the use of colors. Third, the right information. Additional information about the staff, such as contact information, location, and specialties, is also a way to help readers to get a full advantage of looking an organization chart. Reminders. Useful tips in making flowchart. First, summarize the entire procedure. Presents only the key points and integral steps. Second, just like in making organizational chart, it is needed to limit the types of shapes to be used. Remember that rectangles refers to an event which is a part of the process, while diamonds show a point where one has to make a decision, oftentimes responding to a yes or no questions. Lastly, rounded boxes are used to mark the start or end of a process. Third, legends should be provided when needed. Fourth, let the chart flow from left to right or from top to bottom. Fifth, keep the flowchart simple and comprehensive. Now we are going to a second part of graphic, which is tables. So, as the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines the table as systematic arrangement of data, usually in rows and columns for ready references. A row is a list of an items presented straight across a table, while column presents data vertically. In reading and interpreting a table, it is important the title was understood since it is the primary source as to what the table is about. Whether the data presented are not updated or not, checking will not harm. Since many tables presents numerical data, they also have to be accurate. The third type of visual aids or graphic aids are graphs. First, according to reference.com, graphs are meant to be focused on the data in questions and how they trend. They have exact numerical figures shown on axis, usually organized on the left and bottom of the graph. Common graphs types included dot and line and bar graphs. Graphs are most commonly used in analysis and situation that call for raw and exact. Some of the common types of graph are bar, line, pie, and pictograph. Reminder when making a graph, whether be it a line, a pie, or a bar, limit the number of elements in the graph. Too many lines, slices, and bars can be confusing to the readers and may present erroneous data instead. Second, aesthetic is more important, so keep the width of the lines, graphs, or pictures consistent. Third, when making a bar graph, spaces between bars may be clearer. However, if the data to be presented are many and yet essential to be on one graph together, these spaces may be omitted. Fourth, arrange the data logically, follow a particular sequence, ascending or descending. Fifth, provide legends if necessary. Diagram. A drawing that shows arrangements and relations is called a diagram. Merriam-Webster's dictionary also defines diagram as a graphic design that explains rather than represents. The Venn diagram is probably one of the most popular types of diagram due to its simplicity yet ability to summarize details. Visual images are pictures or photographs. Providing visual images to reports and concept paper can surely support and in some cases add information. If taken well, these images can likewise add aesthetic to the output. Here is one good example of using visual images in a report. This is a page in a multinational company's annual report. Notices how the photographs intensified the overall effect to anyone who may read it. Reminders in adding visual images to reports. Add only the appropriate and relevant photos. Consider the most suited photos to the topics discussed. Too many photos can make your report more like a photo album. Second, layouting is important. It means how the images shall be positioned on the paper. It has to be near the part of the supports or add information. Third, the quality of the photos should be also considered. They have to be clear, clean, and comprehensive, so a blurry photo is a big no. Fourth, taking photos can be difficult. Help should always come in handy if there are friends and acquaintances who are passionate about photography and photojournalism. The angles, light, exposure, and perspective are just some of technicalities. However, downloading photos from the internet will save the time and effort, but never forget to give credits. So the last part of visual aids and graphic aids, the maps. Maps can be common addition to reports, especially when presenting data about places or areas. Since maps are usually presented with numerical data, using them can somehow break the monotony of numbers in presentation. This presentation shows recorded cases of novel coronavirus or COVID-19 in the Bicol regions as of July 13, 2020. There are two graphic aids used in this report, a table and a map. Which do you think delivers clearer and more comprehensive information? So that's all for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you and have a good day.